Good day, spiritual artists. This is Chris Miller. I wanted to share a little experience with you today. It's morning in Dallas. We've just had a nice big rain, and I'll be honest, I'm feeling really blue. So I'm going to let you see a side of me that I don't usually show in interviews and etc. because I always put on that charming happy face. But sometimes we get blue. And I'm working on this painting for a commission. It's for a friend of mine, and I'm enjoying it, but I'm at that place in the painting where it's sort of not looking pretty. It's like in the middle ground. It needs to be pushed one way or the other. So I wanted to share this with you because I don't know if you can tell, but I can feel it. I can just feel how heavy I am this morning. And so I've been sitting here and I'm doing some changing of color to bring more harmony to this painting. And I had this thought that I just wanted to share with you, is that it's okay. It's okay to feel the heavy emotions. And my instinct would be to fight it and to try to force myself to be happy. But I want to tell you today, as you go into your studio, that you don't have to force yourself to be happy. What you should do is really feel the emotion. Let yourself feel it. So I want to tell you a story about growing up. I grew up in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, and beautiful city, but it does get very cloudy in the fall. So every fall, the sky would get really cloudy and it rains a lot. It's in a rain belt. Pittsburgh is right in a rain belt. And so it rains a lot. So all you Pittsburghers out there, I appreciate this. And this lesson I got from that, I realized that I'm probably seasonal affect disorder, which means that I am affected, my mood is affected by light and by sunshine or cloudy days. And so when I was growing up in Pittsburgh, I had to learn how to deal with what I call the depressing fall, because fall comes in and it's beautiful, but I started getting so heavy and dark. And but I did something, and I learned this very young. I think I was 14 or 13 when I realized the only way that I could actually deal with it was to, this sounds strange, to run toward it. You run toward the emotion. And by running toward it, I seriously did this. I would put on the most sad music I had, the Smiths or something, just really sad music. And I would sit down and I would, of course, and I'll share this with you, my listeners, I don't do it anymore, but I would get out a cigarette, I'd smoke a cigarette, I'd play sad music, I'd light candles, and boy, I would just swim in that emotion. I would just bathe in the darkness. And it's an interesting thing. It's okay, and it might last a couple hours, or it might last 15 minutes. But what happens is when you bathe in that emotion, you let yourself experience it, you move through it. And so I'm encouraging you to keep painting, even when you're feeling emotions that you consider negative. Keep working. And the simple practice of feeling that emotion and painting will get you through it. And it will lead you to somewhere else. I talk about that in my book. I interview a director, Terry Martin, and he talks about emotions are taking us somewhere. Emotion, motion. They're motioning you to another place. And only if you get the ride, and for me, getting the ride was lighting candles, playing sad music over and over again. I took the ride, and sure enough, it would take me through to a different emotion. I want to share something. You can check out the interview a few back with Dr. Jane Gardner. She talks about an emotional scale, that we have a scale that we work through with emotions. It's a lovely interview, but she talks about that. I shared with her that I was having trouble getting to do happy paintings. And she said, well, if you're angry, if you can't get and let out that anger, if you don't walk through your anger, you'll never get to happy. Did you hear that? If you can't walk through anger, you never get to happy. I thought what are you talking about? I can't get to happy by being angry. I have to let myself be happy, be happy. And what I realized was that she was right. And she encourages some sort of a release of energy. And you have to listen to the interview. She talks about using a bat. I love this. Taking a bat into your bedroom when nobody's home and just beating the heck out of your mattress, yelling, screaming, beating the heck out of that mattress. And you know what? After that interview with Dr. Jane Gardner, I did that one day. Nobody was home. I was worried about my neighbors. I've never yelled so loud. And I just beat that mattress. I think I almost threw my arm out. But I beat that mattress and suddenly I moved through it. I let it out. This is a healthy way to do it. We have to find healthy ways to let this emotion through us. Some people use athletics. I use yoga. But I also sometimes just paint through it. That's what painting is for me. It's a way of moving through those emotions, using them in the art, letting yourself feel it and expressing it on the painting. And sure enough, after I did Dr. Jane Gardner's advice, I will tell you that I did paint 2 more paintings for my show that were very upbeat, were positive and happy. Mariah Carey was one of them. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen was the other. Very upbeat. But I had to feel the sadness, then the anger, then move into it. So check it out. She has an emotional scale. I even saved it. I think it's on my website under where you can download worksheets. I actually downloaded that emotional scale to show you how emotions have a scale. And you go up them and down them all day long. Up them and down, up and down all day long. So if you let yourself feel it, you will move through it. Now, this morning, and I'm going to put this I found a new sad song, my favorite new sad song, and I put it in the notes of this YouTube interview. And it's down there for you to check out. I want you to listen to that song. And better yet, after you listen to this, I want you to write in the notes, what is your favorite sad song? What song do you use when you're feeling really blue to help you move through it while you paint? So what song? Put it in the notes section, share it with others. I think it'll be a hoot. And I'm just going to sit here and feel the sad song, I guess. I'm already feeling a little better because I'm looking at the process, but I'm going to end this interview, put that on that very sad song, feel it completely, and see where I go. So I want to thank you for listening to the Spiritual Artist Podcast. I'd love you to follow the channel. I do have retreats year-round, and I'd love to see you there. And in the meantime, just keep being creative. It is a way to process through the emotion. It is a way to be more human. It is a way to create. Thank you for watching the Spiritual Artist Podcast.